After a lot of requests, today we are starting on our seasonal decor closet. I feel like this is going to be perfect because we are just getting into all that seasonal decor holiday season where we are all decorating for fall and Christmas. So going through this now is really going to set us up for success at the end of the year rush. So I am setting up around our dining table. This is probably the most open space I have around our house, so it's going to be easiest for me to go through all of my storage boxes in the dining room. So Owen's room, he's 2, used to be our storage room before he was born, and then I ended up needing to move everything into his closet here. So this is where I keep all of our seasonal decor right now. I'm hoping to change that in the future, but this is what works for us, other than just the complete wreck it looks like right now. This is going to be a lot of work, but I will tell you what, it is so satisfying and so relieving to have finally gotten this closet done. So our Christmas tree is in this big red bag, and that is the biggest issue that I have with this closet. To get anything in and out of this closet, I need to take that Christmas tree out, and most of the time I don't have enough time to do that. It's so big, it's so clunky, and it hurts my back every single time I move that thing around. So what ends up happening is I will just throw things wherever I can reach around the Christmas tree in this closet. So this is what it ends up looking like. So clearly this is not working for me, and I need to figure out a new solution. So the first thing I do whenever I'm cleaning out and decluttering a space is just to completely empty the area. So I'm bringing everything here out into our dining room so that I can go through it, and anything that comes back in here is what we will be keeping, but we will be getting rid of so many things out of this closet. It's a lot of work taking everything out, but in my opinion, it's the only way to actually go through everything in a closet or a space, because I want to put my hands and my eyes on every single item here. To make it a little easier, I am putting all of our Christmas stuff on the left, and yes, I have a ton of Christmas, and I'm putting all of my minor holidays on the right. So I don't have nearly as many minor holiday boxes as Christmas, but Christmas is my favorite holiday. I am absolutely obsessed with Christmas. So I just want to make that very clear. I will still be going through all of my Christmas decor and getting rid of anything that I don't use or decorate with, and keeping what I will be using, which is still a lot, I know, for some people. So there is a difference between minimalism and decluttering. Decluttering is getting rid of everything that you don't use, and minimalism is learning that you can live without these items. So when it comes to seasonal decor, I know I can live without all of these items, but they bring me an immense amount of joy, and I do use them. So that is what we're doing here. We are decluttering everything that we do not use. First up are my fall decor boxes. So I have already decorated for fall. This was all the extra fall decor that I did not use this season. I did keep my fall decor a little bit more simple this year, so I did have a bit left over in these boxes, but I'm still going through it because I had just shoved everything back in here, and I knew there were a bunch of things in here that I probably was not ever going to use again. There are a lot of things in here that I know I have not used in 2 or 3 years in a row, so it is time to let them go. So this was just out of one of my fall boxes. Everything that I am definitely going to be getting rid of. These pumpkins, I think they are adorable, but I have not used them in 2 or 3 years now. So I will be donating those, as well as these cute little squirrels. And I'm getting rid of these like foam pumpkins. They just get these dents in them, and then I don't like them anymore. So why am I keeping them? I didn't store them properly. Getting rid of a lot of this greenery and different things that I don't use. I will be putting all the fall decor on my local Buy Nothing group. I'll share some information on that in the description, but typically you can just search your area and Buy Nothing group on Facebook and join the group, and then it's just a whole bunch of people listing things they don't need anymore. Here's a pumpkin with a bite mark out of it from my kids. Definitely tossing that. So a way to save time I found that was incredibly effective was just having one empty bin. So as I'm taking every single item out of the bin, anything that I'm keeping is going to go right back into the new bin, and anything that I'm not keeping is going into a donation pile. So I'm not having to take things out and then load them back in. I am loading them back in as I am going through everything. So here's my final pile of all my Thanksgiving and fall decor that I know I will not be using. So I actually loaded it all up into my like spare Hobby Lobby bag, and I put this on my Buy Nothing group since fall is already right here. So somebody might be able to use all of this stuff. These are both signs that I used to use on our fireplace mantle, but I found a new sign that I loved, like 75% off a couple years ago, and I will not be changing that out anytime soon. I absolutely love it, so it is time to get rid of those 2 other signs. I also listed those on my Buy Nothing group. Next up, I'm going through all of our Halloween decor. These bags I just picked up from Target, but it was because we don't have any candy bags in the first place. This was also something I just took out of our coffee bar when I decluttered our kitchen, so I need to put that away, and I want to fit all of this inside one box. That is my goal for our Halloween decor. I like to keep things pretty simple for Halloween. I still like decorating for it, but it's still not my favorite season, so I'm keeping it more minimal and minimizing it to just one box. So when it came to minimizing the Halloween decor, I ended up putting my favorite items back in the box first, and then whatever was left was what I decided to get rid of. So I absolutely love this Peanuts mug, and that blanket is also my favorite. I'm a sucker for blankets, so that had to go on the bottom of the box. But doing it this way for me was definitely the easiest way for me to let some of these items go, knowing I was confined to just one box and whatever didn't fit was leaving. So here's everything I'm deciding to donate this time. These I think I've saved a couple times from decluttering, and now it is actually time. They are actually in a donation bin, so they are no longer going to be in our house anymore, because I never use them. I got them like 95% off or something ridiculous, and I don't ever use them. So why am I keeping them? Next up is St. Patrick's Day, and I have actually decided to get rid of everything in this bin. I'm not keeping anything. I did donate all of it. I'm not sure how much of it they will actually be able to like resell. I would love some more like background information on how donation centers work. Like if I could go there for a day and get a good idea of the things that they do end up just tossing, I wish I could figure that out. So if you guys have worked at a donation center or something before and you happen to be watching this video, let me know in the comments if you know how that works. Next up is Valentine's Day. So this box I already have limited down to just one box, and I'm going to keep it that way. But I still had a goal of going through absolutely every single item in my seasonal decor closet, and this was included. So I'm still going one by one and just determining whether or not it's something I will use or not use. And I still end up getting rid of quite a bit out of this box. Since I only have one Valentine's Day box, I had to take absolutely everything out first, and then I will be able to just reload back the things that I am keeping. So I didn't get to save time doing it that way this time around, or any of my decor boxes that just have one item. But anyway, here it is, all spread out so that I can see it, and I will start loading back in my favorite items first. I made these last Valentine's Day and I do love them, but they do not fit in my Valentine's Day box. They're too big, but I'll share how I store those later. But anyway, here's everything I am getting rid of out of that Valentine's Day box. Next up is 4th of July. So 4th of July is a US holiday, so I know a lot of you probably don't celebrate this if you're not in the US, but every year on the 4th of July we have a cookout, a barbecue, and basically just a big family get together with fireworks and a lot of fun. So I decorate for it, but this is still a seasonal decor box that I like to minimize down to just one box. So that helps me keep it under control. These stars I am deciding to donate. They are pretty big, clunky, and I don't use them. So I'm just keeping like one red one, one blue one, because sometimes I'll use that on our fireplace, but that's it. So I'm getting rid of the rest of them. And here's everything that I don't use, so I will be donating. When I brought everything to the donation center, he was super appreciative that I had left all the seasonal decor together, like organized. So like the 4th of July was all in one bag, all of the St. Patrick's Day was in another bag. So if you are going through your seasonal decor and donating it, try to keep it separate. Quick overview of where we're at. I still have all that Christmas decor. We will get there, but on this side all I have left are my spring decor boxes and then basically my regular decor, but I'll get to that in a minute. So spring, I actually want to limit down to one box. That's my goal today, especially since this box is only half empty right now. So I'm taking absolutely everything out, and I will be reorganizing it into another box and getting rid of anything that we do not use. So spring and Easter go together for me, and I always reuse my kids' Easter baskets. I also reuse their Easter eggs. So those things went in first, and then I'm putting in whatever my favorite decor pieces are next. So here is my empty spring bin, and here's everything we are keeping. I was able to get it all into one box, which was my goal. So these were my pesky little space wasters, and I'm not going to be using any of these. They are all unused, so I will donate them, but these are the ones I will be keeping. I only need one to reuse each year, and technically they are only like $1 each, so I don't really need to keep them. I like getting the paper ones too, so they are decomposable, but anyway, I try to limit my waste wherever I can. So I have a lot of my regular decor right here because all the fall decor is in its place in our house right now. So this is everything I took down to make room for our fall decor. So I'm just storing it in my fall box until it's time to switch it back out. I've gone through everything except Christmas now. So this is my pile of everything that's ready to go back into the closet. I've emptied 3 bins, which is absolutely insane so far. Here's everything I'm going to be donating, and now I'm tackling my gigantic pile of Christmas. So I'm just quickly going through the pile to bring over anything I know I don't really need to go through, like this entire bin of ornaments. I do use these. I will use them in different areas around our house, like garland, or last year I put them on our tree. I use a lot of the same Christmas decor each year, but I love mixing it up and using it in different ways each year. So that's my main point, is if you are like using it, you should keep it. If you are not using it, that's what you get rid of. I know I have a lot of Christmas. I will be getting rid of anything that I don't use, but I do have a lot that I do use, and this is the difference between minimalism and decluttering. Here's everything out of my ornament bin. This one our dog tore up. I think I meant to get rid of that a while ago and just never did, and just things I'm not really partial to that I need to just get rid of. So when I put away my Christmas decor last year, I definitely did not organize it very well. So since I was already going through it this time around, I decided to organize things as I went, which will probably make it a little bit easier on me when I take all of this out again in just a couple months when I decorate for Christmas. But typically it just ends up being a big game of Tetris for me when it comes to these boxes. I just want to fit as much decor in one box as possible. That way it's not taking up any more space than it needs to. So I'm going to cut through a lot of all the bins that I'm going to go through because it is very repetitive and I don't want to completely bore you guys, but I am going through every single bin, putting my hands and my eyes on every single item that I have for Christmas, and anything that I know I will use, I will put in here, and anything I know I will not be using, I will be putting in a donation pile. And with this video, my goal is just to help you with anything that helped me along my decluttering journey. I was excited these accessories for our outdoor lights were able to fit in the boxes that I ended up decluttering from. So they're not just sitting all loose in the closet anymore. They're in these bins that are easier to stack and store. These last ones I know didn't need to go in a bin, but I had a room for them. So that was fantastic. Here's everything from our closet that I'm going to be donating. I have this entire bin full of Christmas stuff that I decided to get rid of. And then here's all of the rest of my holiday decor. I tried to group whatever I could together. That way it's easier for the people at the donation center to go through. Now it's time to organize everything back into our closet. So I am going to be vacuuming first. This is one of my favorite things to do after completely emptying a space. For some reason, it is just so satisfying to vacuum an empty room. The only way that works for me to visualize things and see how they work is to actually put the things where they're gonna go. So I really wanted to try to fit the Christmas tree in here, and I was very hopeful that there was a way, but it did not end up working out that way for me. This thing is way too big. Initially, I tried putting it into the back corner, and then I was just gonna put the boxes around it since I have to pull out all the Christmas stuff with it anyway, but it took up too much space back there. I really sat there and I thought about it for a while. I can at least say I tried, but this was not working. It was going to make everything way too piled on top of each other, and my goal was to be able to easily get to whatever I needed to in this closet. So started over, taking that Christmas tree out and then putting everything back in how I originally planned this closet to be like. I had gotten a certain amount of bins that fit nicely in this closet and could be easily organized and stacked onto each other. My only issue has been that Christmas tree. So I really needed to find a new home for that Christmas tree, and that will be in our garage. I'm pretty sure we're going to try and get something that can hold it up onto our ceiling so that it's still up out of the way and it's not in this closet anymore. As a reminder, here's our before, so you can remember what that looked like. And here is our after. Completely satisfying and functional. I even have a couple completely empty bins here. All my fall and Halloween is on the right. My minor holidays are here in the middle. And then all my Christmas is on the left. And then anything that doesn't fit in the bins, I was able to actually put right here. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me. I appreciate every single one of those. So far in my decluttering series, I've done our playroom, our kitchen, and now the storage room. So next up, you guys get to pick. Let me know in the comments what room you want to see me declutter next.